If you're watching this video, there is a good chance that your student is one of my students. My name is Alyssa Jones and I teach 9th and 11th English at Arvin High School, and today I will be showing you my online Canvas course and hopefully helping you with navigating through it so you can better support your student as they work through my class. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So when your student logs into our Canvas class, this is what they see. This is our homepage here. Now, our homepage contains a lot of helpful material. For example, the first button that you would click underneath my little introduction right here, if you have your student click this button right here, it will direct them to a page where I post my weekly videos that cover the week's lessons. Because I understand that life can be trying, okay? Sometimes our internet doesn't work. Sometimes, we might be having an issue with the whole entire system. And if for any reason your student misses a meeting on Zoom, they can simply just watch this video and I cover all of the material that they may have missed. Not only that, but I've also posted links to past material. So if they've fallen behind and they're working on late work, they can easily go through, find the week that they missed, and better understand that week's content. Okay. Now, if we go back to the homepage, there are more buttons that I want you to be aware of. Okay. I give a little introduction video, telling my students who I am and what I'm about. Okay. Below that, you'll find a collection of quick access links. And the first one we see is for late work forms. Now, my late work policy, I take in late work until the very end of the quarter. It's usually the Monday before the last day. I do not deduct points for late work. However, I do require that students complete a late work form. So by clicking this link right here, students will be taken to the page where I give instructions on turning in late work. I have a video, and I also have a copy of the document that they need in order to complete their work. Okay, if we go back to the homepage, other quick access links. This one right here takes students to our announcement page. So in case we're having some issues, some technical difficulties, I might tell students here that, to sit tight, or I might direct them to another link. Okay, this next link right here, this takes students to a question and answer discussion board. So any general questions they may have in the class, they can participate in that discussion board and I can answer those questions promptly. This link takes students to our module section, which I'll be covering a little more here in the future, so just sit tight. This link right here, this is a resource link, and this is actually really neat. I have several resources here for students and for parents. So the first page, what it does is it takes students to class resources, and this is where they can find links to important websites and important research material. I have students I submit links to the school library and to our high school website, and you can find that information there. But parents, if you click next from this page, you'll see that I also have a parent resource center. And so any questions that you might have about my course, please review this because I might answer them there. Okay, let's go back to the homepage. The last thing that I want to show you on our homepage is this link right here. Now, this takes students to our Google Classroom account. Now, you might be familiar already with Google Classroom because that has been used in the past by many teachers for distributing work and collecting them. And I do not use Google Classroom for grading in my class. Anything that's turned in, I expect students to turn in on Canvas. However, I still use Google Classroom as a file manager. And if you click this link, it'll take you to another website. And here I have a list of all the documents that your student needs in order to succeed in my class. So these are homework assignments, these are rubrics, and they're all here nice, neat, and organized. However, understand that if your student turns in one of these documents here, it will not be graded. I only grade work that is submitted on Canvas. So now that we had a chance to talk about those quick access links, I would like to talk about modules. So the important thing to understand about modules is that this is the system that colleges use in order to provide online instruction to their students. And so thinking about that, when I was developing my class, I really wanted to adopt modules for myself in order to prepare your student for their college experience after high school. And it works very similar to how a textbook works. Okay, textbooks, they have chapters, they have pages, and modules work very much the same. So, you can either access our modules by clicking this link right here, or you can use the side navigation panel right here. And you'll see that in the side navigation panel, there's another link to my announcements page. Okay, students can check their grades by clicking this link right here. Understand that the grades on Canvas are not the grades that go into the gradebook. Okay, I record gradebook grades on Synergy, and if you still need access to your student's Student View account, please reach out to the office and they will be able to connect you properly so you can see your students' final grades. But I do use grades on Canvas for giving students feedback. I simply mark assignments as complete or incomplete, and I leave feedback and comments on the documents. So if your student wants to revise their work for a better score, they can simply try again and turn it in with no points deducted whatsoever. Okay. If your student needs to log into a Zoom call, this is the link they click right there that says Zoom. But we're not going to focus on that right now. We're going to focus on the modules page because this is probably one of the most important. And so if you look, we have several modules here. This first module, this is more for business. Okay, it's my job as a teacher to track your students' engagement in the course, and this survey helps me do just that. So every day that we meet on Zoom, your student needs to take this survey. It's only one question. It's very quick, very easy, and I just need it mostly for my own record keeping. This next module right here, this is where I give students support. And so this is just a general module where I can help support students if they have any questions. I have my email address here, and I have that discussion forum, the Q&A that I talked about earlier, where students can ask me questions simply. This Welcome to Class module, this is a module that I use to introduce my course to students. And so on the first page, you'll see that I have a very long video. And this is one of those typical videos where I talk about my class expectations. Okay, this is one of those lessons that I give on the first day of school, where I'm meeting students for the first time, and I'm getting them acquainted with the course. And so if you would like to watch that, it's a little long, but that will definitely cover some material in my class that can help you. Okay. Along in this module, I have an overview of the class. I have our class schedule, so if you're not quite sure what time your student needs to be in class, you can find that there. There's the class and the parent resources that I showed you earlier. And most importantly, down here, I have a copy of my grading policy. Now, real quick, my grading policy is quite unique. It's not like traditional grading standards as we remember them as we were growing up. What I do is I do something called skills-based grading. So I grade multiple assessments from your students, and I try my best to evaluate how well they're mastering their skills in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. It's English. So understand that in my class, I allow students to retake work. I allow students to submit in late work. We primarily use the 0 to 4 scale. I provide students with rubrics. I have a no-zero policy. I believe personally that if we give students zeros for missing assignments, we're punishing them for a behavior instead of an academic issue. And in order to keep the books accurate and fair and bias resistant, I don't include zeros into my grade book. I do not deduct points for students who are struggling with something that needs to be addressed as a behavior issue. And so if you have any questions like that, please feel free to email me, and please review this page too, where I go over it in more detail. All right, so that's our Welcome to Class module, but the modules where your students are going to be doing their weekly work and their weekly assignments are right here. So this first one here is our Special Interest Blogs module. Now this is a class project. This is a big project that students will be working on for the entire year. I have your students working to focus on a topic that matters to them. They're supposed to develop a topic on their own personal special interest. These can be hobbies, these can be sports, these can be about movies or TV or popular culture. But either way, your student has chosen a topic and they are publishing a website based on that topic. And so on the first page of this module, you see the basic instructions for that activity. Okay, I provide a rubric which shows students how I'll be grading this assignment. And I have some instructions on what to do. And I also, down here at the bottom, this is really important, this is where you can find my own personal examples of my own personal blog that students can model their blogs off of. And so, for example, your student will be creating a product that will look something like this. Okay, they'll be creating a website. Okay, their website will contain lots of pictures. Their website will contain weekly writing activities. So each week, students are required to update their blogs with at least 3 paragraphs that is related to their special interest. Like, for example, this is my website, and my special interest is about making calligraphy, making artwork, and so your students will be doing the same. Oops, wrong button. Okay, and the way that these modules are really neat, and I'm gonna have to erase my face here for a second. What makes these really special is that it works similarly to a textbook. So if you want to navigate through the module, you can either navigate, as we have been doing by going on the module page, or, after you've already clicked a page, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that by clicking next, you can go to the next page of the module. And so our next page of the module, this is an assignment for students to turn in their blogs. Okay, in order for me to grade your student's blog, I need to see the link that takes me to their website. And so this is where they go to submit that. So make sure that your students have done that. If you go on to the next page, we have a discussion where students had an opportunity to share their blogs. Go to next. This next page, this goes over specific instructions for building the websites. And so these are step-by-step instructions. I include videos, and that is our special interest blog module. But there are more modules. We do more than make blogs. So if you scroll down, you'll see that the next few modules are identified by number. Your student is currently working on Module 4. And in Module 4, we are developing our narrative writing skills, and your students are developing the ability to kind of use their own voice in their writing. And so this only applies to my junior classes. Now, if your student is a freshman of mine, I still organize things the same way. They're probably working on a different module right now. And the way that it works is it works just like a textbook. Okay, if you start with the first page, in this case, you'll find an example of a glossary. So these are going to be words that students are going to be familiarizing with this unit. Okay, if you go to the next page, I make a list of the Common Core state standards that I'll be teaching in this unit. I'll be giving students learning goals. I'll be telling them what to expect as we push forward. Okay, and then the lessons begin on the next page. And it all goes in order. Each lesson goes on to the next lesson, which goes on to the next lesson. And it's in these pages, for example, right here, where students work to submit assignments. And so if you want your student to submit assignment, they need to go to the assignment page, they need to click Submit Assignment, and they have a few options of doing so down here at the bottom. You'll see this box open up. They can either choose to upload a file straight from their computer, and they can turn in their homework that way. Or if they're using something like Google Drive, they can simply click the Google Drive tab and upload a document straight from their Google Drive. And that is how you navigate through my online Canvas course. Of course, if you have any other questions for me, any other concerns, or if you just need any help in general using this new technology, please reach out to me, and I will be happy to help you as best as I can. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this helps, and have a great day.